Hello YouTube, my name's Rebecca. I'm known as the Bible Girl. Sorry about that. There we go. Maybe. Sorry. There we go. Okay, that's better. Sorry about that. Hello, my name's Rebecca. I'm known as the Bible Girl here on YouTube. Looks like Oliver's hanging out in the background today, so that's kind of cool. Don't know how long he'll be there, but he's there now. So today is Wednesday, November 26th, and tomorrow's Thanksgiving, so I thought I would do a video talking about, like, how do I want to word it? Like, the holidays and, like, going to other people's houses when you use a wheelchair, and how to feel about that and what that can be like and stuff like that. So, and how to feel when you can't go into other people's houses around this time of year. So I thought that'd be an interesting topic to talk about. So I thought we'd do that today. So I have a big family on both my mom and my dad's side. My mom has 3 sisters, and my dad has 3 sisters and 1 brother. So we have a big family, and we have a lot of cousins, and we get together for the holidays. So there are, thankfully, a few homes that I am able to get into with my wheelchair. But it does come with some challenge, though, in the sense of, you always want to be, I always want to be careful being in someone else's space, because I don't want to hit anything with my chair. I don't want to damage anything or anything like that. So I think it's really important, if you are going somewhere and you use a power chair, and you're going into a loved one's house, just my biggest advice to you is, let's say you normally drive your chair on medium speed. That's typically what I do. I try to drive on a lower speed in someone else's home, because like I just said, it's not my home. So if I accidentally hit something in my own home, even though that can be frustrating, it's my own house. It happens, but you never want to hurt someone else's property. So that would be my first tip: to drive your chair speed on a lower speed than you normally do. Obviously, as adults and you're watching this, you know this. This is more for children, because, mom and dad, I'm sure, say that to you and you get all discouraged and stuff, but it's really more of like a courtesy thing. So that's my first piece of advice. My second piece of advice is, and this is probably more for children too, but it could be for adults. When you get into your loved one's home, if you're able to go into your loved one's home, which we will have discussions about when we're not able to get into their homes in a minute, but if you are able to get into their homes, try to find a location where you can put your chair where you won't be, I'm going to put this in quotes, like, in the way. I hate using that term, but where you won't be making it harder for yourself as well as others to get around. Like I keep saying, this is not your home, so it's going to be, excuse me, my nose was itchy. It's going to be challenging. It can be challenging to know where to put yourself, so you're not blocking doorways or in the middle of the hallway or anything like that. So that's important. But at the same time, you don't want to be far away from everybody either. So try to find a spot where you can still see everybody and be near everybody, but you're not right in the middle of the room, I guess is the best way to describe it, especially with Thanksgiving. There's so much food. Everyone's getting stuff to eat. So yeah, try to just put yourself in a spot where you still feel like you're part of everything, but you're not smack in the middle of any one area that other people are trying to get to and from. Those are really good pieces of advice that I would say to consider. What else? What's some other advice? Just be prepared for I don't know what I want to use, but I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, those would be my 2 pieces of advice. Sorry, I don't really edit here, so you kind of just get what you get. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so like I said, I'm fortunate that I am able to at least where we go for Thanksgiving, I'm able to get into both of their homes. Thank goodness. But I do have family members' homes that I'm not able to get into, and sometimes that means we don't get together for a holiday or an event or something of that matter. And how do you cope with that? Well, whether it's you who have the disability or you're caring for someone with a disability and they're not able to go to your sister's house, let's say, like you used to all the time because you are not able to bring a portable ramp and get your child into the house, or your child or loved one is an adult now and you can't just carry them into the home. They need their chair. They can't be out of it. So how do you cope with not being able to do those types of things? Well, I think you need to be thankful for what you are able to do and the places you are able to get into, even if that is just your own home, or your parents' home maybe, or something like that. That alone is a blessing. So don't ever feel like you don't have somewhere to be, even if everyone's going to this person's house. Doesn't mean because you don't go there, they don't still think about you or wish you were there or anything like that, because that is certainly not true. It's happened with my family, and oftentimes because our families want us, they are so bad, they try to come up with recommendations on how to get you into the somebody's home when it's just not safe or practical to do. But the fact that they're trying to think of something, you shouldn't take it as you shouldn't take it as like uneducated or offensive. You should take it as a blessing, because at least they're trying. For example, my aunt had a home where we would celebrate Christmas at her house all the time. But then she sold that home and now she's in a condo by herself. My cousins, her children, are grown. One lives out of the state and the other 2 are married. So it's just her, and she has a condo, and she invited people to go to her condo for Christmas forget if this was last year, a couple years ago. But to get into her condo, there's like 6 stairs or something like that, and that's too many steps to use a portable ramp to get into. So they were trying to think of ways that they could get me into the house. Like maybe they could, like, I forget the recommendations, like just things that weren't small or safe for anybody to do. So although it hurt that I wouldn't be able to see that side of the family that year for Christmas because that's where they were going, it was still nice that they were trying to come up with a way that I could participate and not be left out. So, be thankful when your loved ones try to think of something, even if it's really like far out of left field. And try to think of ways that you could, like I said, let's say you can't go to your sister's house anymore. Excuse me, I'm just finishing. Alright. Sorry about that. I just had to change position a little bit. So, let's say you're not able to go to your sister's house anymore. Well, maybe your sister and you could come up with something where you do it at your house, but, you know, you're hosting, but she's still helping with the food or the decorations or whatever it might be. So you can still see everyone, but in an environment that's much more comfortable for you. That's a good recommendation. But don't be discouraged when you can't participate in something that your family's doing or an event that's happening, because there is always a way to come up with something, and if everybody works together, that's definitely a possibility. Like, for example, this past Easter, another cousin of mine had a baby right before the holiday, and him and his fiance were bringing the baby to meet the family for Easter at his mom's house. Now, I can't get my chair into his mother's house. The stairs to get inside are too steep, but because it was an okay day outside, they were nice to bring the baby into the garage because I could get my chair into the garage, and I was able to see the baby that way, and all of my family that were there when they realized I was outside came out and said hello and wished me a happy Easter and things like that. So if you're, as we draw near Thanksgiving tomorrow and we draw near Christmas in a few weeks, and depending on where you live in the country, maybe you live in Florida, maybe you live in California or whatever, somewhere warm, like, and your loved one is doing a Christmas event. If it's decent outside, maybe you could do something where you don't stay the whole time, but maybe you stop by for 20 minutes and you hang out in the garage for a little bit and just catch up and talk and wish each other a Merry Christmas. Or if you live in a cold part of the state like I do, maybe you do a small Christmas, or you can't, if you can't get into your loved one's house, or you do a Zoom or something, and come up with something, to see everybody at another time. Maybe you plan to do something like after the start of the year, or you plan to, go out for a nice dinner, or you plan to, have them over to your house for a game night or something. There's there's always a way to see people we love. It just, even when we have a disability, it's possible. We just have to work all together to come up with a way that's gonna help our loved one feel comfortable as well as included. And that's the biggest takeaway I want you to take from this video, is your wheelchair or your equipment, whatever it is that you use, is not a burden on you, and it's not a burden on your loved ones. And if anybody does make you feel that way, that's not right at all. We should all be working together to support and help one another to be with the people we love and care about, especially this time of year, but year round, of course. And we should also be encouraging independence and not make their equipment make them feel like their wheelchairs, crutches, walkers, whatever you may use, feel like a burden on them, because it's not. It's not a burden on you, and it most certainly is not a burden on your family. And for the family members who don't see you every day, remind yourself that. Remind yourself that they're not in your day-to-day life, and have grace with them. They may think things or say things in a way that you may be like, there's no way that's gonna work. That's happened many times in my family. But I think of it as blessings, because they're trying to help, because they want to be part of it. So don't be like they don't understand, they're making it hard on me, they just don't understand because they don't live it day to day. That doesn't mean they don't love you. That doesn't mean they don't want you to be part of it. They want you to be part of it so bad they're gonna think of anything they can to make it happen. So that's some good advice that I would have. Just be gracious. And for the loved ones who try to give advice and you feel like your family member isn't listening to it, even though you're just trying to help them with their independence, though you're coming from a good place, you don't really know, because you don't live with them day to day. So you kind of got to take your loved one's lead who has a disability, and if they're too young or unable to share this information and why your thoughtful ideas are not going to work, listen to their parent, their caregiver, their guardian, because they do know, because they're with them daily. Just because they don't take your advice doesn't mean it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean it's wrong. It doesn't mean anything. It just means that they have a way that works already, and to try to change that's going to make it actually harder for them. And another good piece of advice I'll give you is have somebody go, if you're going somewhere new, let's say your sister just got a new house and she's gonna host the holiday. Have a loved one that's close to you, that knows your daily life, or at least kind of has a good understanding of it. Have them go to that house and look at it and see if it will work or not. I've had my parents do that many a times with even restaurants. We sometimes have someone go ahead of time if it's somewhere new to be like, hey, is this really accessible? Is this going to work? Is it, and it sometimes it doesn't work. And just to be completely transparent, my brother and his girlfriend live right across the street from me, and I can't get into my brother's house. My brother can come here, so whenever we hang out, my brother just comes to my house. And even at my new home with my husband and I, my brother and his girlfriend will come there to hang out. I can't get into my brother's house. You know, did it hurt at first? Yeah, but there's still a way for us to hang out and see each other. It just, excuse me, is at mine and my husband's home. So, don't get so hung up on, like, the location of seeing your loved one. Shift your focus to where can that happen and how can that happen. And if that has to happen after the holiday, that's okay too. Just be thankful to whoever you get to spend this time of year with, and whoever you're able to share and make memories with. Even if it's just you and your loved one, you two quietly at your own home for the holiday, because you don't have much family nearby, or your family nearby doesn't do anything to help you feel included. Be thankful for what you do have. That's what this season's all about. It's not about seeing, of course it's about seeing those that we love, but it's not about stressing yourself out over how am I going to get from point A to point B with this wheelchair or this walker or these crutches or whatever. Make the holidays work for you. Make them easier. Don't make them harder. Alright? That's all I have for you today. I hope that this advice kind of helped you. I hope this video interests you. I kind of had this idea come to me last night because I knew I wanted to do something kind of related to Thanksgiving, with it being tomorrow. With that in mind, I will not be posting on Friday. I'm going to take a break for the holiday and enjoy the time with my family. So this will be the only video this week. I will be back next week with a video. I am thinking of doing a video. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next week. Within the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be doing a flip through of both the Bible I used through 2025 and the planner I've been working on through 2025. I want to do flip throughs of both of those before the end of the year. So stay tuned for those, because those will be coming soon. As far as what's going to be going on in the beginning of next week, not really sure yet, but I'll come up with something. Please, if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video. For some odd reason, my YouTube statistics are being a little weird. My viewer count has gone down a decent amount in the last few days. I'm not sure why that is. I don't know if it's because I was doing more shorts. I'm really not sure, but if you could please watch this video and share it and get it out, I'd really appreciate that. I'm really trying to make this channel a place where people can come to be encouraged about their disability and the blessings that come with it, as well as build their relationship with God, be creative, all those different things. So if that kind of stuff interests you, please subscribe and join our family. I'd really appreciate it. I also have a Facebook group, Expressing Creativity Through God's Word. I'll leave that in the description box. And I do have an email, thebiblegirl2025@gmail.com. Again, that's thebiblegirl2025@gmail.com. I'll leave that in the description box as well. So yeah, that's all I have for you today. God bless. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll talk soon. Bye.